जुगमा मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। 2 दिन का है जुगमा मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। कोई चला गया कोई जावे, कोई चला गया कोई जावे, कोई गठड़ी बांध सिधारी, कोई खड़ा तैयारी अकेला, सब चला चली का खेला। 2 दिन का है जुगमा मेला, सब चला चली का खेला। घर मात पिता सब भाई, घर मात पिता सब भाई, तेरे अंत सुहा कोई नाही, उड़ जाएगा हंस अकेला, सब चला चली का खेला। उड़ जाएगा हंस अकेला, सब चला चली का खेला। उड़ जाएगा हंस अकेला, सब चला चली का खेला।
ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा, अखिलानंद स्वरूपा ईशा महेशा। 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 ब्रह्मानंद स्वरूपा ईशा जगदीशा, Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha Brahmananda Swarupa Isha Jagadisha Akhilananda Swarupa Isha Mahesha. Slowly open your eyes.
We talk about devotion being the sweetest way to live. We also talk about how nature doesn't reveal itself easily.
What is nature?
Does not reveal itself easily. It takes heartbreaking sadhana to realize the truth. So my question is devotion enough?
Are you asking this question as a woman or as a banker?
As a woman.
If you're a woman, devotion is enough. If you're a banker, we need to do head-breaking, heart-breaking sadhana. I want you to understand, how difficult the spiritual process is going to be for you is determined by you, not by nature and not by your guru. The nature or the existence or the creator and your guru are seeing how to make it as easy as possible, as simple as possible, as quick as possible. Because if you take time, it's not a question of your life going waste, it's a question of my life going waste. If you don't make it, it's not a question of you failing, it's a question of me failing. You see, I don't like to lose. You can see that. I don't like to be on the losing side, you can see that. You must see how I drive on the street, I don't like to be on the losing side. If you're here as a woman, it's very simple. But you're so many other things. Foreign banks are difficult to handle because there are hidden clauses. In every agreement we sign, there's a hidden clause, printed in microprint, that it takes a lifetime to read them. So most people sign them without reading them. So wipe out all the hidden clauses. Just be here as a woman, very simple. If you're here just as a man or just as a woman, that's it, it takes. It doesn't take all this talking and nonsense and rubbish. If I just do this, you should just be there. So, devotion is another dimension of intelligence, which unfortunately today's world has lost out on. There was a fabulous saint. In Andhra Pradesh, there is no home in Andhra Pradesh who will not have at least a little book about this saint. His name was Vemanna, his name was something else, they called him Vemanna. So his name is Vemanna. So he was with his guru, and this boy is little dim, he's a dim companion. He's such a simpleton, can't get anything straight. I have a lot of them like that. And they're doing great. They can pull off anything. It is the intelligence one, it's people who think they are intellectually smart who are getting all tangled up in Isha. Simpletons are doing great. Somebody else may think he's nothing, but just see the result he's creating, it's fantastic. So, this is a simpleton. Everybody, he's every butt of everybody's jokes. One day, but the guru takes kindly to this boy because he's not smart like others. So one day guru has an important function or an event to go to, so he goes to the river for bath. And his clothes folded. He tells the boy, you hold the clothes in your hand, stand here, don't keep it down. Because the ground is wet and it'll get soiled, don't keep it down. Just hold it, that's all. So the guru went in to take his ritual dip and wash himself, and when he came out, the boy had kept it down. The clothes were soiled. And he kept it down because when the guru looked like this, he thought he needs something and he kept it down and ran to the guru. He's simple, one thing at a time. He cannot handle two things at a time. Because these are two things, clothes and guru. Two is complicated. And the guru looked at this. Now he has to go somewhere, his clothes are soiled, and he told him repeatedly, don't keep it down, don't keep it down, and he keeps it down. So he gave him a little chalk and he told him, you fool, there's nothing else you can do. Sit here and write just Rama, Rama, Rama on this rock, nothing else. You can't do anything better, just do this. Hope grace will descend on you. Just sit here and write Rama, 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 just over and over again on the same place. The boy felt so ashamed, so pained, because he let down his guru. He told him so many times, but somehow he cannot get it. So he started writing. The guru left in a rush. After the whole day, some event, he came back in the evening and first thing is he asked for this boy, where is he? Because he was feeling bad for the harshness with which he spoke to him. He was nowhere to be seen. Oh, then I told him to write Rama and we need not give the next instruction, maybe he's still there. And he went. The boy was still writing Rama. The chalk had worn out long time ago. His forefinger and thumb had worn out right up till here, and he was still writing Rama, 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 Rama. The guru just took him and embraced him. And this boy, I don't know how many, somebody who's knowledgeable about this should say, he wrote hundreds of fabulous poems, which is even today, after a few hundred years, even today there is no Telugu-speaking home where there will be no book on Vemanna's poems. Almost every home will have it. Anybody who can read and write in their home, there will be, and just about everybody is conversant with these poems. Brilliant poetry, he just poured out of his devotion. So that's what devotion can do, because devotion is another dimension of intelligence. Devotion is the intelligence, you understand there's a bigger intelligence and you have learned to keep your little intellect aside, that is devotion. Devotion does not mean every day doing puja, doing this, doing that. Devotion simply means your involvement with life is so absolute that even you don't matter anymore. Your involvement with what you have taken up is so absolute that who you are does not matter, then you're a devotee. Devotion means you're devoid of yourself, that's devotion.
What most people call love today is little more than a mutual benefit scheme. Love is an unconditional sweetness of emotion. When you manage to make the emotional dimension of you into a very sweet process, as this is very important to do because emotions can very easily get nasty. It could become resentment, anger, hatred, and become destructive both to oneself and others. So it's extremely important that one works towards making one's emotion sweet or pleasant. If your emotions are pleasant, whatever you look upon, whatever you behold, there is a certain sense of love. Well, people may be misunderstanding relationships as love. Love is what you experience. Love is what you are. Relationships are what you do. You don't do love, you experience love. For this, you just need to work upon making the emotional dimension of who you are into a pleasant process. If your emotions are pleasant, the various ups and downs that happen to us, the many upheavals that all of us face in our lives will leave you untouched because you have sweetness of emotion. This is why devotion is considered the highest way to be, because this means you have mastered your emotion in such a way that it is always pleasant. So let us not mistake love as a transaction. A relationship is a transaction. There are needs to fulfill: physical, psychological, emotional, social, maybe economic, various needs. To fulfill these needs, we may form variety of relationships, but love is the way you are, it's not about what you do.
कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं